Sorry.
Well, here. Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. I'm Greg Berger, Mayor of Gloucester. First, I want to thank everybody who played a role in this negotiation process, from the school committee's negotiating team, union representatives, school principals, and administrators. This has not been easy, but your effort and dedication has gotten us here. The past 2 weeks have been challenging for everyone in our community, but I'm pleased to share that we have reached an agreement with the Gloucester Teachers Association and the Gloucester Association of Educational Paraprofessionals. From the very beginning, my top priority has been ensuring that our students could return to their classrooms while also setting a contract that demonstrates my respect and appreciation for the essential work that our teachers and paraprofessionals do. At the same time, it's my responsibility as mayor to balance this with the financial realities of our community within the limitation of the city's budget and the potential impact on Gloucester's taxpayers. This agreement reflects the priorities of the GTA and GAPE while also being sustainable for our city. I'm proud that we have been able to offer a meaningful salary increase for both our teachers and paraprofessionals and sensible and impactful policies. On Monday, our students will get back in school, learning and growing, regaining a sense of normalcy. Our educators will return to the classroom, supporting and inspiring our kids. And as a community, we will take this opportunity to move forward, looking toward the future. I know this has been a tough time for everyone in this city, from students and families to our educators and members of the school committee, as well as our administration. I want to thank all of you for your patience, your dedication, your unwavering commitment to our schools and community. I'm proud of the work that was done to get this deal finished, and I'm committed to moving the city forward. I will now introduce our chair of the Gloucester School Committee, Kathy Clancy.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here on an important occasion. It is with incredible joy and immense relief that we announce an agreement with the Gloucester Teachers Association and the Gloucester Association of Educational Paraprofessionals that ends the strike and will welcome students back to school, seeing their friends and being inspired. We believe this agreement accomplishes our primary goals from the start: a contract for our teachers and paraprofessionals that reflects our deep respect and appreciation for educators and the important work they do every day. It also includes a vital focus on improving student learning. On Monday, students will once again fill our classrooms. They will return to the joy of learning and once again have access to important resources like our special education programs, hot lunches, and in-person support. Teachers will once again be back in the classroom inspiring and educating students. And parents and guardians will once again have peace of mind that their children are back in their routines and at school every day. We know that these past 15 days have been incredibly difficult for our entire community. That difficulty is now officially behind us. The Gloucester School Committee is immensely proud of the compromise we have struck with the teachers and paraprofessional unions. The compromise provides competitive wages for teachers and paraprofessionals and ensures they are some of the highest paid educators in the region. Gloucester will be in a stronger position to attract new teachers while retaining our most experienced and respected teachers. Most importantly, our agreement will maintain current staffing levels. We have also come to crucial agreements on a new paid parental leave policy that we are very proud to provide. We firmly believe that our educators should have the opportunity to welcome and care for a new family member without significant financial worry. We are here to move forward alongside our teachers and paraprofessionals with enhanced collaboration and ways to improve student learning, the reason we are all here. Under this contract, teachers with master's degrees and above would see a salary increase of $13,500 to $29,000. That means the highest paid teachers would earn $113,000 in 4 years, not including stipends, longevity, and additional hourly work. This contract also provides massive salary increases to our paraprofessionals. They would see increases of 40 to 60%. That equates to $10,000 to $14,000 over 5 years. The unions have also received increased benefits and the new benefit of the paid parental leave. Here at Gloucester Public Schools, our mission is for all students to be successful, engaged, lifelong learners. As we say, every day matters, everybody belongs. So starting Monday, focus can once again return to fulfilling these goals. I will now introduce the Superintendent of Gloucester Public Schools, Ben Lummis. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kathy. Hello, I'm Ben Lummis, Superintendent of the Gloucester Public Schools. It is with profound relief that I stand here alongside the Gloucester School Committee and Mayor Verga with us now behind us. This contract embodies the deep respect that the school committee, the mayor, and I have for our teachers and paraprofessionals by offering the highest salary increases in the history of the Gloucester Public Schools. Gloucester is now a statewide leader on parental leave and other benefits for teachers and paraprofessionals. We will work with our paraprofessionals to provide them with more support and more training than ever before. Perhaps most importantly, this agreement allows the Gloucester Public Schools to focus on the essential and urgent work of improving student learning and outcomes. The unions, school committee, and I recognize that we still have ways to go in best preparing our students for their next steps after graduation. We also recognize that teachers will be the best partners we have to move forward in this work. More than ever before, both unions and their leaders will take greater responsibility for improving student learning and academic achievement. It's time for us all to exhale and let go of the challenge, tension, sadness, and even anger that we've been experiencing over recent weeks and months. Let us breathe in this new day and think of what we can become together for each other and our students. There are brighter days ahead for all of us if we can keep talking, keep listening, and keep rebuilding trust. Because let me be clear, teaching in public schools is the hardest work any of us will ever do. And it is the most important work that any of us can do. I ask all our teachers, our paraprofessionals, our school and district leaders, our staff across all of our schools, the school committee, our families, and folks across this city to help us rebuild. Gloucester is a great community, a caring community, and we have really good schools. But we need to be extraordinary for each other, for our families, and especially for our students. I know that we can build from this agreement and build from this moment to a much brighter day. Thank you all.
Questions?
Mayor, will taxes have to go up to pay for this contract?
This contract fits within what our projections are for the coming fiscal year. As I mentioned earlier in press conferences, the current fiscal year, FY25, was a real tough one to put together, built with one-time funds, and the projections for FY26 are not rosy. But my CFO has met with the school's finance team, and we feel confident that this is something that is affordable and sustainable. But, let me be very clear, there will be some tough decisions ahead for the city side of the budget, and we're hopeful.
Do you think there might have to be layoffs?
Decisions ahead.
Would there have to be layoffs at all?
Thank you. We have a tough budget ahead. We need to see what the numbers look like, what the revenues look like. Obviously, we're dependent on state revenues for what we get for local aid. So we can't rule anything in or out at this point. But I'm gonna work very hard with my team and the schools team and see what we can do to make the best of what we anticipate is a tough budget. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
In this compromise, did you have to go further to meet the teachers' demands, or was it closer to what you were hoping for?
I'll pass that off to the school committee chair.
I will answer that. So we, the history of our budgets have been pretty challenging. As we've said we've cut 28 and a half teachers and other staff this past June, and it's not long ago. So we had a number to work within, and thankfully we were able to come to that agreement.
With there being so many school days missed over the course of this strike, what does this mean for students going back? A lot of people have had questions over, will vacations be missed? Will the school year be elongated? Is that a decision that has been come to or not yet? Or what's the status of that decision?
Sure.
Thank you very much. So we are, at this point, we plan to go to school towards the end of June. We'll have to use some February dates as well. As we all know, it's not winter yet here in New England, so we also have to protect April vacation because that could be used if we have snow days. Those decisions about exact dates and how many will be used during her vacation, still need to be decided and need to be approved by the school committees. And we'll be working on the specific next week. Oh, and also, just one other important piece, the graduation date won't change.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll remain the same. We know that's important to families. They've got plans, they're bringing families in, so graduation stays the same.
Can I just make sure I understand what you said?
Sure.
So when you say use February, meaning right now as it stands, you'll have to use some days in February vacation?
Yes, so in terms of the number of days that were canceled, it's 10, that would get us right up to June 30th, okay? We don't wanna go all the way to June 30th, so therefore use some in February at this point, not sure how many. But of course, as I said, we wanna protect April vacation because it's likely we'll have some snow days, and if we do, we might have to go into April as well.
Would weekends be possible, or is that off the table?
We're not considering weekends at this point, but we'll have to see about the snow.
Superintendent, how are you doing?
Good evening, good to see you.
I just want to ask you about whether parents are concerned about learning loss. Some parents had there was some concern about this being sort of like the COVID, the
Yeah.
start of COVID.
Yeah.
I can't imagine someone's gonna, some students gonna have their homework, from 2 weeks ago. Is that a concern?
No, it absolutely is a concern. I mean, there's a concern on so many levels for our students and also their families, There's a lot of people telling us about the difficulties their students are having, and also, and that's on so many levels. Younger students missing school, missing their friends, not having much to do, families struggling to make work and having to choose work, over staying home with their students. Really difficult stories about that. But then also our middle school and high school students, especially we're concerned about, one example anyway is our AP students and preparing for those AP exams that come up, and those don't move, and neither do the other state exams. So there's definitely concern about learning loss and impact on students, but that's on a variety of levels.
I think my question might be for Nancy, but the judge yesterday ruled that if there was no resolution Sunday night, it would go to this fact finder. Was that adding pressure? Do you think that made an impact in getting to a resolution?
I'm sure it had some bearing on the resolution, sure, and we're glad that the courts were moving on to the next step in terms of pushing us along to be back have our kids back in school.
Is there any lesson here going forward? Because we're obviously seeing many communities who are still currently under this strike situation. Any message about globally, like going forward for communities that deal with this?
I think the more conversations you have and the more messaging you can get out that there's limited financial resources, but there's still the most important goal of improving student learning, that you're working together and there's reality and then there's challenges that come up all the time, and as long as people feel invested and involved in that discussion in terms of how you move student learning and student experience, I think the relationships hopefully don't get to that point.
Last question.
Emotions?
Tons of emotions. Exhaustion, absolutely, but really relief and happiness for the families. We've just heard from so many families, both positively, saying we understand, and others that just share their challenges. And
You get this done quicker than Marblehead and Beverly. Why do you think that is? Why do you think the two sides just were able to compromise better?
We're one day ahead of them, and let's hope that they are just one day behind us to start healing and moving forward.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.